Garage today, and we're out here changing out these GP Shorty exhausts. Guys, these things were pretty good to put on the bike right from the factory, just because you can get into it really cheap, have a nice sounding motorcycle. But after a couple months, these things are just so loud that I just can't take it anymore. But if you like that bobber feel where it's just straight piped, then these things are going to be for you. But going down the highway and stuff, for me, it just drones so much and it's so loud. So we're going to be installing some RCX exhaust today. We're going to go through the install on that, and we'll show you the final product, showing you how it sounds and compares to the GP Shorty exhaust. So hopefully these are a little toned down, but they're also a little bit longer, so it's going to push out the exhaust note a little bit further back, so when I'm going down the road, I'm not going to be able to hear that droning as much because it's not going to be right here beside my ear. All right, guys, let's get into this. All right, we got these taken off. Like I said, these things held up really good. I mean, the baffles are still in them. I didn't lose the baffles. I've heard a lot of people say that the baffles fall out, but if you snug these things down really good, they're not going to fall out. But for 135 bucks, it's a pretty good deal on these, and you know, makes the bike sound damn good. It's just a little too good. So let's get these RCX pulled out. We'll get those installed. So there they are. These things aren't the prettiest exhaust as far as the finish and everything. This is kind of like, they call it a high temp ceramic finish, but it's more like a flat black. You know, they look very similar to the Vance and Hines style, the twin slash, but they're kind of just a little rough around the edges. Nothing too special, but for 300 bucks, I think it's a damn good deal. I mean, for the Vance and Hines, that was going to be almost 700 bucks. So you're getting 50% off for these. And, you know, they look pretty good. And you could finish this in a different type of paint. I mean, it's just a real smooth type of finish. So you could go through and paint this, and it's going to be just fine. So one thing you want to retain, your factory clamps where they match up. Let's look at the baffle on this thing. So, you know, with the Shorty exhaust, you don't have really any baffle. This right here has like a built-in baffle. You can kind of see the design there. At the front here, you have like a little splitter that's welded in, and then it goes into that baffling. So we're gonna see how much this tones it down. I know that's gonna still be really loud. I know these are still a really aggressive pipe, which is what I wanna retain, but it's mainly that droning on the interstate and just pushing the exhaust back just a little bit. I think it's gonna help out tremendously with that. All right, so if you've put the Shorty exhaust on, hopefully you retained this little bushing right here. A lot of people forget to take this out and it just falls off. So you wanna make sure that that goes back in, because this one kind of looks pressed in, but it's not. All right, so I think we're gonna put the bottom one on first. Make sure we have a clamp. Nice snug fit. Shimmy it just a little bit. And you can tell the paint difference here. You have like a really flat paint, then you have a gloss paint. So I'm thinking I may spray paint these with like a high temperature spray paint. And then you got the top one here. And you know the top one because it has like a logo on it. So that's a good indication that you got the right one. I think when you have the two panels here, I think the top one goes behind the bottom one. I may be wrong. We might find out later that I'm wrong about that, but we're gonna see. Little tight squeeze there. All right, we got them where we want them. So it comes with two sets of bolts here, short ones and long ones. So depending on how thick your bar is there, you might have to go for the long ones or the shorter ones. And it comes with some washers and things like that too. All right, so we got the bolts in there. We're gonna go ahead and use a wrench and an Allen key. Tighten these things down. All right, for the exhaust clamps, you really want to angle those things where they're kind of hid. And you want to hide, you want to make sure they're clamped in the right position too, where they're going to have the most force clamping down. All right, there they are. I think they look pretty good. Looks very similar to the Vance and Hines twin slash. So there you go. We're gonna go out and do some sound tests as well. And we'll get behind the bike and actually do some ride-alongs as well, showing you what these things sound like. All right, we're gonna fire this thing up. Things sound good. I mean, a little bit deeper, more of a throaty sound than the last ones had. And we got our new bar risers on too. Seeing how these bar risers are as well. Definitely tell a little bit of a difference in the handling. For sure, it's a different position. Yeah, these exhausts are way more manageable. They still sound really deep, real throaty, but just way better overall as far as the tone. Yeah, not as much of a drone either, where the exhaust is a lot further back behind your ears, so the wind's catching more of that exhaust note as it's coming off. Things sound good though. Yeah, these things sound good, real deep, throaty. You know, the 3-inch slash tips at the end are really nice, have a good look to them as well. Guys, hopefully you like this video. We went out, we tested these, and to me, I think they sound great. I mean, it really fixed that droning issue that I had, and they're a little bit more manageable as a daily driver. So it's gonna be a lot more toned down, but still really aggressive. I think the biggest thing about the GP Shorty exhaust is that they just have like a real loud crack to them. They're not, you know, too mellow. They just have a really high-pitched crack, but they also have a deep tone too.
but this one just constantly has a deep tone to it. So I really like it a lot better. So if you're looking for an exhaust that is $300, you don't want to spend $650 to $700 on Vance and Hines, or God forbid, Freedom Performance, like really expensive exhaust, well, this right here could be a viable option for you. For around, I think $315 is what I paid with shipping for these. So not too bad, guys. I'll place a link in the description box below where you can find these. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you in future videos.